James Thurber. In May 1937, a bloodhound who lived in Wapakoneta Falls was put on the trail of a man suspected of a certain crime. The bloodhound followed the man to Akron, Cleveland, Buffalo, Syracuse, Rochester, Albany, and New York City. The Westminster Dog Show was going on at the time, but the bloodhound couldn't go because the man got on the first ship for Europe. The ship landed at Cherbourg, and the bloodhound followed the man to Paris, Beauvais, Calais, Dover, London, Chester, Londonau, Bettisecoy, and Edinburgh, where the dog wasn't able to take in the international sheep trials. From Edinburgh, the bloodhound trailed the man to Liverpool, but since the man immediately got on a ship for New York, the dog didn't have a chance to explore the wonderful Liverpool smells. In America, again, the bloodhound traced the man to Teaneck, Tenafly, Nyack, and Peapack, where the dog didn't have time to run with the Peapack Beagles. From Peapack, the hound followed the man to Cincinnati, St. Louis, Kansas City, Cincinnati, St. Louis, Columbus, Akron, and finally back to Wapakoneta Falls. There, the man was acquitted of the crime he'd been followed for. The bloodhound had developed fallen paw pads, and he was so worn out that he could never again trail anything that was faster than a turtle. Furthermore, since he had gone through the world with his eyes and nose to the ground, he had missed all of its beauty and excitement. Moral: the paths of glory at least lead to the grave, but the paths of duty may not get you anywhere.
No, because in our audience today we have a group of cameo players who are going to join us and share some of Thurber's thoughts on dogs.
I am not a cat man, but a dog man. All the felines can tell this at a glance, a sharp, vindictive glance.
The Thurber dog does not want to hunt anybody or anything. He loves serenity and heavy dinners and wishes they could go on forever, like the brook.
I've always thought of the dog lover as a dog who is in love with another dog.
Our dog Muff is always sorry, Mother said, when we fed someone, but he could never understand how she figured this out. Didn't act sorry.
It would be fine if a French poodle could take over the world, because they've certainly been more intelligent in the last few years than human beings. They have great charm, Gracie.
If I have any beliefs about mortality, it is that certain dogs I have known will go to heaven, and very, very few persons.
Thank you.
Mr. Preble Gets Rid of His Wife by James Thurber.
Mr. Preble was a plump, middle-aged lawyer in Scarsdale, and he used to kid with his stenographer about running away with him.
Let's run away together, he would say during a pause in dictation.
All righty, she would say. One rainy Monday afternoon, Mr. Preble was more serious about it than usual.
Let's run away together.
All righty. Mr. Preble jingled the keys in his pocket and looked out the window.
My wife would be glad to get rid of me.
Would she give you a divorce?
I don't suppose so.
You'd have to get rid of your wife.
Mr. Preble was unusually silent at dinner that night. About half an hour after coffee, he spoke to his wife without really looking up from his paper. Let's go down in the cellar.
What for? She said, not looking up from her book.
Oh, I don't know. We never go down the cellar anymore the way we used to.
We never did go down the cellar that I remember. I could rest easy the balance of my life if I never went down in the cellar.
Mr. Preble was silent for several minutes. Supposing I said it meant a whole lot to me.
What's come over you? It's cold down there and there's absolutely nothing to do.
Well, we could pick up pieces of coal. We might get up some kind of a game with little pieces of coal.
I don't want to. Anyway, I'm reading.
Listen, why don't you come down to the cellar? You can read down there as far as that goes.
And there isn't enough good light down there, and anyway, I'm not going to go down in the cellar. You may as well make up your mind to that.
Gee whiz. Other people's wives go down in the cellar. Why is it you never want to do anything? I come home worn out from the office, and you don't even want to go down in the cellar with me. God knows it isn't very far. It isn't as if I was asking you to go to the movies or something.
I don't want to go.
All right, all right. I wish you'd let me tell you more about it. It's a kind of a surprise.
Will you quit harping on that subject?
Listen, I might as well tell you the truth instead of beating about the bush. I want to get rid of you so I can marry my stenographer. Is there anything especially wrong with that? People do it every day. Love is something you can't control.
Oh, we've been all over that. I am not going to go all over that again.
I just wanted you to know how things are. But you have to take everything so literally. Good Lord, do you suppose I really wanted to go down the cellar and make up a silly game with pieces of coal?
I never believed that for a minute. I knew all along you wanted to get me down there and bury me.
Well, you can say that now, after I told you, but it would never have occurred to you if I hadn't.
You didn't tell me. I got it out of you. Anyway, I'm always 2 steps ahead of what you're thinking.
You're never within a mile of what I'm thinking.
Is that so? Well, I knew you wanted to bury me the minute you set foot in this house tonight.
No, that's just plain damn exaggeration. You knew nothing of the sort. As a matter of fact, I never thought of it till just a few minutes ago.
Oh, it was in the back of your mind. I suppose this filing woman put you up to it.
Well, you needn't get sarcastic. I have plenty of people to file without having her file. She doesn't know anything about this. She isn't in on it. I was going to tell her that you had gone to visit some friends and fell over a cliff. She wants me to get a divorce.
Oh, that's a laugh. That's a laugh. You may bury me, but you'll never get a divorce.
She knows that. I told her that. I told her I'd never get a divorce.
Oh, you probably told her about burying me, too.
That's not true. That's between you and me. I was never going to tell a soul.
You would blab it to the whole world. Don't tell me. I know you.
I wish you were buried now and it was all over with.
Don't you suppose you'd get caught, you crazy thing? They always get caught. Why don't you go to bed? You're just getting yourself all worked up over nothing.
I'm not going to bed. I'm going to bury you in the cellar. I've got my mind made up to it, and I don't know how I could make it any plainer.
Listen, will you be satisfied and shut up if I go down in the cellar with you? Then will you leave me alone?
Well, yes, but you spoil it taking that attitude.
Sure, I spoil everything. I stop reading right in the middle of the chapter. I will never know how the story comes out, but that's nothing to you.
Did I make you start reading the book? Here, you go down first.
Oh, it's cold down here. Oh, you would think of this at this time of year. Any other husband would have buried his wife in the summer. Oh, mercy, it's dirty down here. Well, what have you got there?
Well, I was going to hit you over the head with this shovel.
You were, huh? Well, just get that out of your mind. Do you want to leave a great big clue right here in the middle of everything so the first detective that comes snooping around will find it? Go out in the street and find some piece of iron or something that doesn't belong to you.
Well, all right, but there won't be any piece of iron in the street. Women always expect you to pick up a piece of iron any place.
Oh, if you look in the right place, you'll find it. And don't be gone too long. Don't you dare stop at that cigar store. I am not going to stand down here in this cold cellar all night and freeze.
All right, I'll hurry.
And shut the door behind you. Where were you born? In a barn?